Here we have the 33 window glazing from DAP. Putty. It's fairly wet and jelly, but it's solid. So you have to make sure that this is nice and soft so you can tool it correctly. If it's really hard and old, you will not be able to do that. So what we're gonna do is set this up like so. And basically what we're gonna do is take the actual putty, take like a handful, like that. We're gonna roll it in your hands, and you wanna create not too thin of a string, basically. And we're gonna start with the top now. We're gonna basically tool that in. We're gonna push that into the corner as so. Oop. Just like that. It doesn't want to stay. Now we're gonna grab our knife, our putty knife. And we're gonna try and tool this in position. So we're gonna have to do one of these here. And might have to actually work it piece by piece, like this. Because you want to make sure there's no oil or anything on the window and it's nice and clean. But we're gonna put that in like so, piece by piece, which the putty, and you have to kind of go in you have to have access in every position. In this case, when you go down, your knife's gonna hit the sill here. So you need to be able to work the putty in both directions, and just go slow. Put pressure, but not too much pressure, and you should be able to get a nice clean edge going in one direction. And then what you're gonna do is start pushing it from the other direction, and just go slow, and you will get it. Any excess you can just cut away, clean it, make sure that you clean your knife every so often. And some of this you can collect, some is not worth it, because especially if it's dusty or grimy or dirty, which leads me to my next point. You gotta make sure you clean your surfaces before. So you want to have all the debris from around the area cleaned out, and you should be able to get a nice clean edge, even edge all the way around. You just gotta pull it back and forth until you do it. So once you're there, like I said, this is not going to be perfect, because we're not working with perfect flat surfaces. So the one thing is just gotta be persistent. Push it in there by hand, and then take our knife and we tool it, right? So now here's what we're gonna do, just like that. And if you can, okay, and now we're gonna go back down, push our putty down, and you just lightly glide over it. All right, so you can either buy a new window or pay someone to do this. And there's some kind of scroll outside. All right. So, as you can see, we're taking bit by bit off and just cleaning it up. Okay, so now that we've got that edge done, I'll leave that alone, do a minor scraping like that. You also want to give it a chance to dry, because if you try to clean up too much while this is all wet, you will basically stain it or get it really dirty, and you want it to be as clean as possible. Of course, this needs to be painted, but you can't paint it right away. There's oil in this putty, so you need to leave it for a minimum of 30 days before you can even attempt to paint it. And then you can use any kind of paint, any kind of water-based paint or things like that. You want to use something that's got a little bit of sheen to it, or you don't necessarily need outdoor paint, but it is good quality paint, and you can just brush that on, and then that'll test your skills, because you need a nice steady hand to make sure you don't get too much paint on the window. So you need to do it little by little. And yeah, so let's keep going, and we're gonna get some more putty out of here. And make sure we wipe the bottom sill now a little bit. Okay. And then at the bottom should be a little easier, because, well, you don't have gravity working against you. And you should be able to adjust, well, maybe. Let's see. It doesn't work, firstly. Let's see if we can do it like that. And like that. Yeah, alright, no. And we're going to use this side. So what we're going to do is just push that putty in there, grab the rest, push it back in. And then at the end, our knife will not fit because it's too wide in here. That's why you have this angle piece. The trick with this angle piece is to not push too hard. It'll work. You just gotta keep working it. Alright, and a little more putty. There we go. So now, same problem here. Can't really get the knife in there, really push it, but what you can do is kind of glide it along. You can also do this, maybe, yeah, okay. So now what you're doing is you're pushing it in all the crevices. Once it's in and everywhere, it will stick. So we're going to take our knife, keep going, okay. Okay, and as you can see here, let's see, maybe I'll give you a little bit better angle here. Okay, what we want to do is, okay, finish that edge. Okay, and it looks like I'm having a little bit more difficult time with this, but let's try something else. Let's put a little more putty in here, and let's see if we do that. Okay. Okay, so now that we pushed it in there, you're going to grab your tool and lightly go in there. As you can see, you are getting a nice clean edge, but it will be a little more difficult to get in here and make this nice and clean. Okay, so we have do is make sure we can get our tool there to that corner. And there we go, just like that. The idea is to go right on the outside of the rail here, because that's how you're going to get the best looking patch when you're done. But that doesn't always work. So what you do is you come back with your other tool and spread that around, and then let's see, can we make this work? Yes. So I'm using the long back portion here. Okay. And there we go. So it won't look that good until you get in there and you kind of make it look a little better. So the trick is find that right angle, and as you can see, we're getting somewhere. And if it pulls away, that's okay. What you do is take it, push it right back, and then you even it out. So now we have that, and what we're going to do is this here. Okay. All right. So we're almost there. Let's see if I can do this with my left hand. Not so much, but